Welcome to the Church of Thomas. U-Haul Syndrome, Sermon 4608. There's a major difference on how men and women progress in relationships. The men of the world are often action-driven when they bond with other men. It is many times through doing. Many women have found this to be hard to understand. Men are mostly not seeking committed relationships until they reach a stage in their lives where it seems like the right time. Then they look around in a more discerning way. Before then, they often revel in the chase. They do not see having sex as a culmination of a commitment. They see it as having fun. When a man decides that it is time to settle down, they look for different traits in women. They look for more supportive and nurturing women. If they are interested in kids, they look for women that express the traits of both sexy and motherly. The viewpoint of a woman is very different. Every interaction carries the potential for commitment. When a woman sees someone they are attracted to, they often see the sexy traits first, but blended with those thoughts is the possibility of going steady. These traits are often blended and multiplied when you start talking about the folks who are attracted to those of the same gender. It is very interesting to see how this blending expresses itself. It has led to a grain of truth inherent in the stereotypes that most people associate with gays and lesbians. This situation multiplies the tendencies of each gender. It becomes literally the set of traits times 2. If it is men, they find frequent partners a great way of chasing. It is seen as having fun. No harm, no foul is the way this is practiced. It can lead to an extreme detachment of emotions from sexual expression. The ideas of commitment is not as strong until and if a woman decides that it is time to settle down. The extreme can be seen in the way to gain status through sheer volume of partners. Taken to a sad end, it is a tired old man who is alone because he never formed a bond with any of his sex partners. In this situation, the lack of ability to look at the men in his life as more than a means to an end leads to a life devoid of basic human connections that bonding with a partner can provide. Now let's look at the way that women form relationships. A lesbian sees a cute woman and wants to get to know them. If they take time to actually get the friendship portion of a relationship started, it will deepen the bond. If they become partners later, they can just be friends if the initial attraction does not reflect the traits they need in a partner. Traits that, given time, would drive them crazy if they were together. In the times past, a woman was deterred from going to bed with someone immediately because it would make them look bad, get them pregnant, etc. With an unplanned pregnancy removed from the equation, it got easier to act on first impulses. As for looking bad, if you're a lesbian, you already look bad. They have already decided that being true to their hearts is more important than outside condemnation. As a result, it quits being a deterrent to having sex earlier in a getting to know someone stage. The result is women having sex early in the getting to know each other stage. It is sometimes meant to be just great fun. The problem is that when a woman has sex with someone, it drags very intense feelings into the mix. A sense that they were meant to be together is so strong that if both women feel this strongly, they try to commit pretty much immediately. The bonding of sex can foster a false sense of partnership. It can throw people who know basically nothing about each other into a very emotional situation, where sexual attraction is confused with destiny. Everyone in the lesbian community knows this is so true. They have a name for it. It's called the U-Haul Syndrome. It is laughed about by those who are not currently caught in the thrall of this early bonding. With the advent of the internet, there can be a similar situation. The sex is virtual. It has even more pitfalls than in-person jumping into bed. People post sensual images with the insinuation that this is what they are offering to the people they post to. I have often laughed at seeing several people in someone's flirt list getting the same image. Somehow, this lack of certain focus on the one person they are interested in. The lack of focus would be obvious if you were on a date with someone new. How would you feel if the date gave the same line to everyone in the room you were in? You would be furious if you had any sense of self-worth. You would quickly allocate that date into the not for me category. Unfortunately, this is not happening on the internet. So there are many flirts and lonely people, virtual dating, and sleeping around with many people. Frankly, there are also stalkers, unbalanced people, and liars that use the internet. Because of the nature of the internet, it is important to build friendships before getting that U-Haul reserved for your move cross country. Be patient. If they truly like you, they will understand. If they are not ready, you will find out if they are honest. There is no substitute for an in-person interactions. I urge you to refrain from sex on that first visit. See if you enjoy their company in person. Look for signals that could not be observed long distance. You may figure out that they are just not your type. This is a great investment in your possible future relationship. If that first visit goes well, you may reassess if the lust and attraction you have felt is real or an illusion. I have known of very good relationships starting with a friendship on the internet. It is important to take what you hear with a grain of salt. You are at a very severe disadvantage in reading body language and the true intent of the person on the other end of the line. As you can see, the traits of the genders are important in determining how you bond with others. The good news is that the blending of male and female traits can make men more able to bond with the goal of a partnership. In women, it can calm down the urge to commit immediately if there is an initial attraction. For those people who do not embrace this blending, at least you can look objectively at the object of your affections. If you're a man, you might be more sensitive to a woman that seems involved very quickly. If you're a woman, you might not take every suitor's sexual overture as an expression of their undying commitment to you and you alone. Everyone should consider the old-fashioned concept of courtship. The idea reflects that of not giving away something that you want to mean more than fun one-night stand. By understanding that God gave us sex to bond with each other, it may encourage you to value it as a special gift to save for special people in your life. May you find that special someone you were meant to be with. I pray you have your gift all ready to share with them that will be a culmination of your depth of knowledge of the other, as well as your desire to share with them in a sexual way. God bless the whole world, no exceptions. Angel Eliza.